I changed locations because my phone died. So, the news. A lot of shock, a lot of stuff to, you know, I thought I was gonna die, because you Google it and it's terrible. You Google anything, it's terrible, but to Google Chiari, it was very scary because, number one, I didn't know it existed. Number two, it's just not something I was familiar with. You know, that was not a diagnosis that I could even, you know, that I knew someone with, or somebody who knew someone who knew someone had. So it was a little over my head. So I pretty much cried. I cried a lot. I went up to my husband and said, I'm dying. And he supported me and did his thing to calm me down. And it was hard. So, what to do? So I think she said she was going to consult UW-Madison, which I'm a Wisconsin girl, so that's what they do. There's a cat outside. Oh, black kitten. Sorry. As my husband knows, I'm addicted to cats, and there's one that just went by. Oh, it's gone, honey. It went already to the other house. Sorry. I get distracted. That's also another symptom of Chiari. Whoa, honey. Alright. So, went outside, found the cat. Very friendly. Posted it to my local buy-sell trade page to make sure nobody's missing a cat. So, did my part. So now I'm outside. Anyway, back on track. So my doctor said she would find a neurosurgeon for me through the UW-Madison, and said I should hear back within a week. And so I think it was about 2 weeks. Yep, 2 weeks, and I got no call. So I'm pretty much sitting on a diagnosis that's terrifying. I probably should have called earlier, but you know, there's a lot of processing that goes on, and so I waited for the neurosurgeon to call. Finally, I called my doctor and said I hadn't got a call yet, so after that, I got a call that day saying that I had my first appointment with my neurosurgeon. His name was Dr. Daniel Resnick, and he was specialized in not Chiari, but he had a lot of credentials. He was specialized mainly in spinal cord trauma, which I'm like, hey, got a lot of spinal cord involvement going on here, so that's a good match. Not to mention, I didn't know what a good match was at the time because you're so blindsided with all the information. And so got a call, and I had an appointment with the doctor. I think it was around my birthday. My birthday was August 10th. I think it was after my birthday, like August 15th or something like that. And I had my first appointment with him. So we went in, and he seemed really nice. He seemed like a neurosurgeon, you know, just really wanting to fix things. Went over my... Honey. Sorry, I have a 3-year-old. So a lot of distractions. I probably should not have done it today. But this is life. Alright, so had my appointment. Checked me out. He said that I'm very asymptomatic for such a severe case of Chiari malformation. That a lot of people that have the amount of swelling or that syrinx I had was fairly large, going from my cervical 1 vertebrae down to my thoracic 1 or 2. So it's fairly large. So he said someone who had such a large syrinx typically exhibits debilitating symptoms. So I felt fairly good about myself. you know, that I was just complaining of my numb hand. Of course, now that I look back, I had a lot more symptoms that I just didn't focus on, and I just kept living my life. And so yeah, that's pretty much what he said. So I felt good about myself, but then I started to really think about my symptoms. Go pee in the bushes. Such a great mom. You just peed. Push it all out. Love you. Anyway, just rocking it as a mom right now. Okay, sorry, distraction. So he said that he feels fairly confident that it's a Chiari malformation. It's a straightforward case. There's many different causes of Chiari. Chiari type 1 is typically a birth defect. I was born with my cerebellum, the tonsils, and my spinal cord, but it's not unusual to have symptoms that you live with your whole life that you don't notice, and then one day when you're in your 20s or 30s, you start to have increased symptoms quite quickly. So it was not unusual for me to not know things were blocked, because that's how it goes. You have headaches your whole life, you don't feel them. You have weird symptoms and you think they're normal, so you live with it, and it's more of a chronic type of thing than anything. So at the time it was just my hand. I said, just fix my hand, you know, try to get the numbness back. That was my goal. And then I didn't want it to go, I did not want anything else to go numb, you know. I didn't want my other hand to go numb, I didn't want my legs to go numb, I didn't want to be paralyzed. So I decided surgery was definitely an option. I had no medical history, healthy, fit at the time, so that's when I decided to have my first, technically, brain surgery, spinal surgery. And I think I'm going to end that there because my battery is dying.